relationship is for you to cause harm.
Yeah.
Yet somehow, along the way in this relationship, you feel the need to try and reinforce your power over that particular person.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, a key area or a theme that stood out in that workshop was the question around, you know, when you're seeing this woman, she is someone's mother. She could be someone's mother. She could be someone's aunt. She could be someone's sister, someone's, you know, niece.
Yeah.
And for
the
me,
breadwinner, for example.
exactly. And but for me, when they brought in that reality,
Yeah.
I immediately started thinking of, you know, my younger sister. Would I have allowed my sister to date the man that I was back then? And obviously, growing up, you would see, you know, boys as they're growing up taking an interest in your sister.
Yeah.
And men, for some weird reason, we are very defensive when it comes to our sisters.
very
much, yeah.
It's the guy thing.
Yet we are very quick to go and sort of, you know, violate other
Somebody else's sister.
without
Another man's sister.
without thinking about it. But
Yeah.
the things I'm doing now could also be happening with my sister.
Exactly.
And then for me, immediately, how I was raised by my mother's then kicked in. Is it fair? Is it really fair to say that, you know, when a woman has multiple partners, she loses value? Does she really lose value?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't. Or in an equal society, one would say, if she loses value, then so do I.
Yeah.
And an important sort of realization for me was the fact that, you know, I started realizing that if I am having multiple partners, then I should be okay with my partner also entertaining the idea
Yeah.
and the ability for her to also have multiple partners.
Yeah.
Because why is it that I am allowed the privilege to do so, yet she's not allowed to that privilege
Exactly.
to do so?
Yeah.
So therefore, if I want to be in a committed relationship, then I myself should be committed as well.
Absolutely.
And then I realized, you know what, through this process, that I realized that often men, there's an issue. I've always believed that men, the way we've been growing up, has actually made us to become, to develop, it's like almost men have a lower emotional quotient, EQ, than women.
Yeah.
That's why we see that women have the ability to deal with trouble sometimes, yet when men would experience those same similar experiences, they would resort to committing suicide or doing harm to themselves.
Yeah.
And so I realized, but I need to learn to become emotionally intelligent. And that for me took that process of, you know, okay, I attended this workshop. Can I have a conversation with someone else about these issues?
Yeah.
Like with what Anthony is saying, can I seek out counseling so I can have a deeper process of introspection for myself to figure out, but who am I really? Who's this James as this person, and who do I want to become?
Exactly. Thank you for that. Anthony, you wanted to add on that as well?
No, just to echo what James says and my brother here. As we are talking, we are facing ourselves.
Yeah.
And to take a mirror and look into yourself. Because when we project these violences, emotional, financial, and physical violences, we see it outside. But we try to take time and look at each of ourselves.
Exactly.
Trust me. When James told me I'm going to be here, I couldn't sleep last night. I was crying. Not like crying. I was thinking of all the moments. Now I have 2 boys and 2 girls.
Yeah.
So if I don't deal with myself and really try to transform, what are my boys, 2 boys and my 2 girls watching?
Yeah.
Because eventually, what I might be doing to my wife or the person I'm with, what is going to happen to the children?
Absolutely.
To the 2 girls.
Yeah.
So I need to begin to challenge myself and look forward. Says, where do I start now?
Yeah.
Because whatever I am, even if I was formed by my father and the society, I need to begin to challenge those norms. I begin to change those norms for the sake of my children.
Yeah.
That is the greatest battle.
And I absolutely love, gentlemen, what you've mentioned now. It's having that self-reflection, getting to that realization. You know, so many a times, the unfortunate is that you find the perpetrator not being in a position where he gets to really have true reflection within himself to realize that. Can we maybe, just from your side, how, if you were in a violent situation, are there basic steps that one can say, you know what, I can seek help? Because culturally, because you also brought up culture from the beginning, is that culturally it's believed black men don't seek help. Black men do not share their issues. We deal with the issues at home. I'm the man of the house. You're the woman. My rules. That's it. And also bringing to the notion, I am who I was raised by.
You know what, Adriano, you've mentioned something very important when you said that it's a self-reflection. And I have to be very, very honest here, and I believe James and my brother here will agree with me that self-reflection comes with a price. It's not easy when you're talking about society. How society views. We are talking about challenging the societal norms that are existing at the moment. They are not in the past, they are still existing. And if I have to make an example of myself, I'll be very honest. One of my traits, I'm in the field of advocacy. And my change is, I didn't change 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I changed about 2 years ago and the first time when I started realizing and reflecting to myself is after I attended a gender-based violence training, a trainer to trainee, where I was a trainee to become a trainer. And during that training, I started reflecting to myself and actually looking at who am I? And you are picking up things, you are being trained on things that are so hard to accept because in Afrikaans we say it's like a varam aardappel, because you have to swallow that hot potato, knowing that you are going to change from the person that you've been brought up to be to this person that wants to create a safe society and respect women and see women as equal. It's something very, very difficult because you are going to have to put up with criticism and discrimination and stigma from your friends that see you as a man, that will call you names because you do not let a woman sit on your head. And some of these friends or society will see that some of these things or see if you allow a woman to be in a safe space, they see it as weakness.
Can I just interject it? Because I want to ask, does that really come from, having to swallow hierdie warm aardappel? Does it really come from, I'm scared of what my friends would think, or is it the legacy of the patriarchy because of your father and that you come from royalty? And traditionally and culturally as well, because you come from a home where it was about the matriarch, and your mom had different forms of, disciplining you. But is it really to say, I've made this decision, but as hard as it's to swallow, I don't want to disappoint this legacy of the man that I've become, and I've been known as this man. Is that something that is linked to our ego as men?
I don't, to be honest, I really don't. Well, personally for me, I don't think that was part of the conversation for me. For me, it was more about having to face my demons, literally. Having to sit there and reflect back and to think about all these women in my past who I have traumatized, who I have caused harm. And to start actually, when you start facing those demons, then you start realizing that I've caused a lot of harm. And oftentimes as men, we don't want to admit it. I mean, no one wants to admit that they've done something wrong because we always want to see ourselves in the better light. And I think that process of transformation first has to come to a point where you realize, you know what, I've actually caused a lot of harm. In some instances, I've tried to go back and make amends and apologize.
I was about to ask that.
For that process in terms of the harm that you have caused. And then to really then start this journey. And, a process of change is not a smooth process. I think a lot of people assume that, you become a transformed man and then that's it. I think I've had many, up and down hills. It's been like a curvature that would go up and down the whole time. But in as much as I'm going up and down, if you pull sort of a trajectory, it's still headed to a process of growth. So even though I would get myself at times where I would fall and perhaps make a mistake. Or I had a conflict with my wife recently, and I, in that conflict, things were said.
Yeah.
Then immediately, because of my transformation, I'm able to sit down and reflect and realize, but I actually caused my partner psychological harm right now. I need to go and deal with this process.
Yeah.
And then you become very quick to go back to your partner, to sit and to have a conversation where you literally apologize and say, you know what I had said and what I had done had actually caused you psychological harm.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, that process would never have occurred. I would have never thought about it.
Yeah.
So for me, that process of transformation is not so much about pleasing my friends, because you realize that this is a journey that at the end of the day will benefit me the most. It benefits my partner, and then it benefits my children.
Absolutely.
Right? My friends, fine, they're my friends. We can try and have the conversations. Those that really see the journey and want to become transformed, we need to encourage and promote. And I think where I have failed personally in this journey is the fact that I don't question or hold my friends accountable, and we don't have processes of accountability enough in our friendship circles.
Awesome. Anthony, from you?
As much as there are a few minutes left, I'll just say what James said. Seeking help and asking for apology in terms of how we have been raised, like men being in charge. Those are some of the battles as a man have to deal with, and I think most men out there are dealing with.
Exactly.
Seeking help and apologizing to make amends. Not just apologizing for the sake of apologizing, but to ensure that my apology, I meant it and I bring action of transformation.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
When you apologize, you have to bring actions that shows that you are remorseful and you are willing to change.
Yeah.
So that is some of the things that I challenge myself all the time. And because I was brought up in a society where a man has an ego. You want, whatever wrong you do, you don't want to apologize. You just walk away. But that doesn't fix the problem.
Absolutely.
So I just want to end up there because of time.
Because of time, from you, Clement?
Yeah, I'll keep it short. I know I can see where James is coming from, but what I don't want to walk away from is that society plays a very important role into our lives.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about society, you're talking about where a lot of men are today who are even listening and watching. That you need to escape that society and become a different man. But to escape it, and society is not the community where you are from, it's your family also. So if you are brought up in a family that you need to be the man.
Yeah.
You need to have the village wife and you need to have the town wife.
Yeah.
It's still like that. So until we change society, until we bring this conversation into society, it will be very difficult for men to come out and actually say, look, I have done wrong. I see this is wrong and I want to become a better person. It's very difficult.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, in conclusion, I am how I was raised. Starting with you, James.
Look, I think, how you've been parented influences a lot in terms of your character, your personality. But unless you go through a process of reflection, unless you seek help, being able to change becomes very difficult. I strongly believe that men that grow up in violent households have an increased likelihood for themselves later on in life to become perpetrators of violence. And the only way to try and break that sort of cross-generation transfer of violence is to have these men go through these types of conversations where they can reflect and go back to their childhood and experience. But I was raised in this way, but is that really what I want to be? What I want to be?
Adriano, James has unpacked everything. I'm going to say, So what I'm going to say is I'm glad I have escaped from who I was brought up to be, and I'm very happy. You've mentioned choice. I've taken the choice or made the decision to move towards who I want to be in society. So I'm glad I escaped from who I was brought up to be, and moving towards a different direction.
Exactly.
That's what I would say.
That choice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And these are the conversations we should be having. You know,
Yeah.
dude, tap yourself on the shoulder and say, well done.
Yes.
Exactly. Anthony, from your side.
Yeah, I think it's a process, and
Yeah.
it's never-ending process. When you look at growth and transformation, change, it's never-ending process. As much as we are on this level, I've confronted a lot of demons within me that at times I cry, and every time I'm seeking change to ensure that my home and my children, my wife or my partner is actually very happy. It's a transformation process. Now, I should acknowledge I have been also abused.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to seeking help and apologizing.
Yeah.
So again, these are transformational process where as men, I need my brother's keeper.
Yeah.
Somebody I can say, can I call on you?
Yeah.
Because there are times, I'm just being honest. Last
Yeah.
night, thinking about this today,
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep. I was crying.
Yeah.
But I need somebody I can be able to hold to say, can I come? Can I call
Yeah.
on you? Can I count on you? Right now, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think I need a brother.
Yeah. There you go. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It's really been great just unpacking and having conversations with you.
Yeah.
Also to you, please join us on our Facebook page. Also, if there's counseling that you need to get in touch with us. It's right here on our Facebook page. We'll also be sharing and having more conversations, men engagement. Thank you so much to Regain Trust, also United Nations Population Fund, and then of course Men Engagement Namibia. We will be having a new topic again within our next episode, and thank you for tuning in. And also, gentlemen, I'd love to have coffee again. Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another
Thank
cup
you.
of coffee, yes.
Another cup of coffee.
To warm us up. Huh?
Thank you so much.
What's up, world? This is Shay, the goddess of the airwaves, on 99 FM, Monday to Friday, serving you breakfast on the ignition between 6 and 9. We brought you to be inspired, taking you to master your destiny. Now it's time to do the work.
Just show up.
Put on your work boots and do the time.
Make it. And then make it better.
Hello world, it's your boy Script here on The Kingdom, where we're reminding you every single day.
Get up. You've got this. Start where you are.
Hey, this is your girl Treza on Hitsville on 99 FM, letting you know it's okay.
Try.
Make mistakes.
Ask.
I am Sibo, and I'm going to be with you for quite a while. Thank you so much for joining us here on your inspiration station, where we let you know
There's no easy money. There's no easy job. There's no easy life.
99 FM. Do the work.
DJ Dozer, the Big Back Attack.
Namibia is known for its beautiful wide open landscapes. However, these deserted spaces also pose numerous educational challenges in our country's rural areas. Because of this, many learners are denied access to proper teaching and learning. At EduVision, we believe that education is the starting point to a journey of endless possibilities.
Soon and very soon, we are going to see e-learning. Soon and
The plan for EduVision was to identify areas in Namibia that do not have the proper learning resources, a working school or an education center.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, we are going to see e-learning. No more silence.
My name is Philip Smith. I'm the principal of Educate Academy in Otjiwarongo. The project EduVision, the e-learning program, started in 2017. With a project like this, obviously telecommunication, internet connection is a major thing that need to be sorted out, a logistical challenge. And the fact that we chose Chunkwe Secondary School as the first school didn't make it easier for ourselves. It's very far from Otjiwarongo, it's far from Buntuk. So the internet connection was a big challenge first of all. So with the help of the telecommunications expert Paratus, they made this dream come true with internet connections via Buntuk, Otjiwarongo to Chunkwe and then back, the whole process. Like I said, it's interactive whiteboard, so the internet speed, capacity of the connectivity and so forth plays a major role. And so Paratus made this dream come true, and they were on board from the first moment. So we're grateful for Paratus.
The project offers teaching assistance of a high standard in science to rural secondary schools within the learner's own community by means of e-learning. This entails the following: live transmissions of lessons from an equipped teacher in a different location to the students in rural areas, students using their own cell phone, tablet or computer to recall each lesson, and interactive lessons as well as the use of a smartboard as a teaching aid.
So if you look ahead at the next 3 years, we get information from the Ministry of Education. The future is very bright. So I think there's a lot of schools who can benefit from this program. Like I mentioned before, finances obviously plays a major role in a project like this. So we're very thankful for all the sponsors that are on board and still on board after almost 3 years of the project. So as long as people from the private sector can get involved, I think we can reach many schools in Namibia, because this project made a good start now. We've already seen some positive results, and we can just call on all the private sector corporate sponsors to come on board and join in this very, very positive project.
It is EduVision's goal to prepare and guide learners in order to make the modern world they are living in accessible to all.
My name is Magdalena Neoma. I'm 18 years old and I'm doing my first year at UNAM Command campus, and I completed my grade 12 at Tsungwe Senior Secondary School. I'm doing education, so I'm gonna teach at Tsungwe Secondary School, because there I really need to go there and motivate the learners. EduVision helped me a lot. It assisted us in teaching for mathematics, physical science, and biology. And it also, we get to exchange learning from other schools like Educate, whereby they teach us, and that's the most thing that we benefited from. Studying without EduVision was so challenging. And when Eduvision was introduced at our school, things become more easier. The time where Eduvision was not introduced, we were so slow in learning. And when Eduvision introduced at our school, my learning speed increases. Things were kind of boring. And when Eduvision came, my mind changed the way I think. I'm really grateful for what Eduvision gave us. Our class of 2019 was the first group to make it, to perform very well at Tsonkwe Senior Secondary School. So it should keep up the spirit. We need that. It should continue to support us.
Eduvision aspires to ensure that equal opportunity is offered to every learner in rural areas to tap into his or her own potential while working in an environment which views disadvantages not as obstacles but as unique attributes that can be regarded as powerful assets when given the proper opportunity. At Eduvision, we believe that dreams are the foundation of knowledge and hope always triumphs over experience.
No more problems. Everything is proper. Eduvision, baby.
A very big hello to you, ladies. It's great to be with you on the show again.
Yes.
Welcome to Living the Life. Marriage is where the work really is.
That's the main.
So no matter how exhausted the event planner is after, oh my God, I did such a beautiful wedding. She did the wedding. That's not the work.
You understand?
The work is the couple now.
The uterus begins to shrink back to its normal size. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks for it to get down to below the umbilicus level, and 4 to 6 weeks if you're breastfeeding. So that's another incentive to breastfeed.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
You're wondering, love, what does it really mean? Someone is telling you, I love you. But if you love me, show me that you love me.
Investing in marriage takes a real hard work. It's not something that you just wake up and feel like, no, because I married my best friend. It's not automatic that the marriage is going to work.
Akili, akili.